Okay, now I am hoping that everyone is hearing me, that you will be hearing me and you're hearing me fine. Great. Thank you very much, Betty. Thank you. I just want to take the opportunity to wish you a very happy new year and welcome to 2022. I know some of you all may have seen my email that I sent out on All Year's Day or New Year's Eve in some parts of the world where I am. And I just wanted us to have a discussion for the month of January on various points on what it means to be healthy. And the topic of my email that went out, my address for the new year, was let us take the opportunity to make 2020 the year that healthy becomes the new normal. So I just want to welcome those of you who were able to make it. I am recording our little talk today, and it is going to be on the website. So if you can't join, or if you're having difficulty joining, or you want to go back and have a look at it at another time, then it's there. It will remain up for anybody who wants to see it. For those of you who may come in at a later time to have a look at this, I'm Marcia Howard. I am I'm a health coach. I'm a certified health coach trained by the International Institute of Nutrition out of New York. I am also a natural health practitioner. I've been doing that for the last 13, going on 14 years. I've started in practice in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm now living in the United Kingdom, and I continue my practice here. I teach people how to take care of their bodies. I specifically am trained in the area of detox and rebuilding. I am a very big believer in detoxing and why it's important to detox. I also have a master's in public health nutrition from the University of Westminster here in London. And, you know, particularly for the last 2 years, I've been looking a lot at what's been happening. I've been looking at, how we've been managing disease, and especially in the area of the virus. And it got me thinking that we've been hearing a lot about the new normal, and there's so many things that are being put in place for this new normal. But the one thing that I've not heard at all, and there's very little discussion, is the area of health and how that should look. And I mean, let's face it, as a natural health practitioner, I know one thing: disease is not an accidental occurrence. It's not something that happens by accident. And a lot of what happens, a lot of our lifestyle depends or influences rather how our bodies behave in the area of sickness and disease, lifestyle as well as food. And today I want to talk in particular about nutrition. We know we always start a new year. This year is 2022, and I've been on Facebook and I'm getting all these emails in my inbox because I subscribe to so many different platforms. And anyone into health is promoting a healthy lifestyle for the month of January, especially in the area of weight loss. Everybody wants to lose weight. After all, we've been sitting around for most of 2 years. A lot of people, they're not getting out as they used to. We've put on weight. Christmas, is now at the back of us. And some of us enjoy Christmas more than others. And, we've gained weight over the holidays. And this is why the weight loss industry especially tends to make a lot of money around this time of year. So weight loss packages, eating plans, anything like that is very much part and parcel of, what's happening. But I don't want to go down that road today. I really don't want to go down that road today. So I am getting some messages that some of you can't join. Okay, so I will deal with that after and pass it is being recorded, so therefore I can pass it on in an email to everyone afterwards. So I don't want to go down the route of weight loss. I don't want to do that. I'm not going down that road. Why? Because I think everyone is very aware of that aspect of health and wellness. Everyone is very aware of it. So I'm not going down the road of weight loss. This is not about weight loss, but this is about the foundations of health and wellness. So weight loss will eventually be achieved and overall wellness. So let's pick apart this thing called nutrition for a bit. We know that we get our nutrition from the foods that we eat, or we are supposed to. But the thing about it is, what exactly are we eating? Are all calories the same? Are calories important when it comes to nutrition? Or is it the food or where we get our nutrition? Or is it the food that we eat? Because calories, basically, it's just a number. It has to do with the energy that can be found in that food. And all of this energy, sometimes if it's not applied properly, we will not get what we need. So I want us to come away from calories. Forget that number. I don't count calories at all. What I look at is what we eat and what that food provides. In other words, what is the nutritional content of the foods that we eat? So that for me is more important than the amount of calories that you actually get out of a meal. 1,000 calories of broccoli is not going to be the same as 1,000 calories that you would get out of a hamburger from McDonald's. It's not the same. In fact, when you eat broccoli, you're eating real food as against what you eat in a hamburger. If you saw the ingredients of a McDonald's hamburger, you would realize that what you're eating is purely engineered and it's not grown from, it's not organic. It's not organic, meaning that it's engineered more in a lab than grown from natural sources. Now, if you read my email at all, one of the things that I said in that email is that I am a firm believer, very firm believer, that everything Everything concerning health and wellness is founded on biblical principles. And I want to start from that point. Now, I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to give you a sermon, but I am here to lay an argument for you so that you get to think about it. Now, for those of you who have joined, if you look on the left of the screen, you have, there's a chat box. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. All right. Now, what does the Bible say about the foods that we eat? Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. When God created the Garden of Eden, he put every tree, every fruit, every seed-bearing plant, everything was in that garden, everything. And then he put Adam and Eve in the garden. And he told Adam that of every tree and of every fruit with seeds in it, you can eat. Of every herb of the ground, every herb and every plant, green, everything green, you can eat. Now, when I first read that, when I first started my journey in health and wellness as a natural health practitioner, the one thing that came to mind is we were created to become vegetarians. We were created as vegetarians. Everything coexisted around us, the animals, everything was in harmony back then. We were created to be vegetarians. We were supposed to eat of every herb, trees, plants, pick, eat, and everything was sustained by the presence of God in that garden. We all know the story of what happened. Disobedience came through Adam and Eve, and they broke that sustainability, that environment in the garden. They were put out, and then they had to grow their own food. They were the ones that were responsible for keeping themselves fed, because they moved out of that environment where God sustained them. But what the Bible doesn't tell us then whether they ate meats. But I am suspecting, even though the Bible didn't say that they ate meat, I am suspecting that since they were using the animal's skin for clothes, chances are they ate the meat. It would make sense to assume something like that. So what was food? Food back then was about survival. Food back then was about us eating what we needed when we were hungry, and that was it. We ate when we were hungry, and you had seasons of plenty and you had seasons of famine. We know that. Again, the Bible talks about that. And if you look back in history and other historical references, that's how people ate. And history shows that there are seasons of plenty and seasons of lack. As time went on, us humans, we know how to adapt in situations. We learned certain principles of when there was seasons of plenty. We learned how to pickle our foods. We learned how to store, dry. We dried meats during the summer and autumn months, so that in winter we would have meat. There are certain cultures around the world, especially in places like Vietnam, and especially the Asian countries, African countries as well, they learn to dry meats so that in seasons of lack, they have food to eat. Food was never considered entertainment. And that's where the Western cultures came in. In the 1980s, pre-1980, the world very much still prepared real food. We grew our foods, we prepared our foods, we knew what it was, especially in Western countries. We knew what we ate seasonally. Our ancestors, they knew how to preserve, again, pickle, they made jams, they made everything. But then come post 1980, food manufacturers came up with a fantastic way to make life easy for us. Women, the push in the United States was that women's rights had come into play. You remember the song, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. Women went out to work, they burned their bras, we wanted equal rights. And of course, in doing all of that, the food chain and food structure changed. Women didn't have the time before to cook and prepare meals for their families as they did in times past. So the food industry, food scientists, they came up with ways to make life easy for us. Unfortunately, that became the undoing of us in current times. So now, cooking is just, the art of cooking is being reintroduced, re-explored. The cooking shows have really taken off, things like Food Network and all these various cooking shows. They are now, YouTube is alive with cooking shows. You can find a recipe channel, a food channel on YouTube, and I mean, it's endless. So why am I telling you all of this? Why am I saying what it is I'm saying? I would like us to think about what we're eating. I would like us to give thought to the foods that we eat. And I want us to think about what we ate from the very beginning. If we were first created to eat of every tree and of every herb and of the ground, fruits with seeds, and I want you to think about that for a moment, especially if you enjoy something like seedless grapes. Are seedless grapes natural? The answer is no, they're not natural. They're actually genetically modified so that you can enjoy a grape without encountering a seed. So then if grapes, which are seedless, you can't plant it and get a grapevine, then exactly what is that doing to our bodies if it's been genetically modified? And genetically modified means the DNA of the plant has been changed. And there are so many other things that we eat that the DNA, the original DNA of that fruit or vegetable has been changed. They are not found naturally that way in nature. And we're eating denatured food. What is it doing to our bodies? If we are not eating foods that that was set for us from the very beginnings of time, and now we have switched. If you look at all the cultures of old, the Aztecs, they there were about 20-something different varieties of potato in their culture. Yeah? How come now, today, we hardly see more than, say, 5 of those varieties? And if we had more variety on our plates, what exactly would our health look like? Now, I'm not saying you never eat food that has been easy prep food. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying that we should not have a takeaway meal or buy fast food. But what I am saying is we need to look at what we're eating. We need to look at how much of it we're eating, because a lot of the foods that we're eating, it's causing inflammation to build in our bodies. Even the very flour we eat, it has been denatured. Flour has been bleached with chemicals, so we get lovely, nice white flour. You can store flour now for months and months and months. I remember growing up, the flour we got was, you had to use it quickly, or else you would see little insects growing walking around in the flour. They were called weevils. And you had to use it up quickly, and it's the same thing for rice, but we don't see those things anymore. So we buy now foods that have a longer shelf life. But if these foods in their natural state cannot be stored for very long periods of time without it going bad, then exactly what are we eating, and is it really doing what it says it will do for our bodies? So which comes back to the nutrients. Some of the foods, in order to prepare them for a long shelf life, some of those nutrients are lost, especially the water-soluble vitamins. Vitamins like vitamin C that helps with the building of collagen in our skin. Vitamin C also is heart protective and liver protective. The B vitamins, which are found in peas, beans, which is something that many of us no longer eat. People find it difficult to cook peas and beans. They don't like peas and beans. Yet you have cultures all around the world in what we call the blue zones. And the blue zones are the cultures that live the longest on the planet because of their diet and their lifestyle. People well into their 80s, 90s, and even 100 still growing their own foods and preparing their foods to eat. They die naturally of old age. They have the least amount of cancers, heart disease, and they live long and healthy lives. They take care of their bodies. They continue moving. And every Saturday, or at least for the month of January, I will be taking one aspect. Next week, we're going to do exercise and movement and why it's important for us to do that, and why are we not doing it. So today, under the title of proper nutrition, I want us to take that biblical principle. At least let's take it for the rest of this month and let's see what happens. Today is the 8th of January. 1 week in January has gone already. But we still have a considerable number of days left. Even if we are having our favorite meal, say our favorite meal is spaghetti bolognese, mincemeat in a tomato sauce. That tomato sauce, when it came out of the bottle, how much sugar does it have in it? That's another thing we're doing. We are consuming an inordinate amount of sugar in our meals. Why are we doing that? Because they're hidden. We don't know they're there. So the sugar is destroying our gut health. It is causing us to age a lot faster than we really want to. It's causing us to increase our weight because here we are trying to eliminate sugars out of other areas of our lives. And lo and behold, we're eating some of it unawares, especially bread, cakes, as I said, pasta sauces, ketchup. All of these things, they have way more sugar than we really should be consuming. If you are dealing with illnesses, you're dealing with recovery, especially from the virus or any type of flu virus, if you are dealing with recovery from surgery, you need to look at what you're eating. If you are trying to heal your body for things like rheumatoid arthritis, all inflammatory disorders, all autoimmune disorders, you need to look at your diet. It is absolutely very important. So, we just have a few more minutes because I wanted to keep these podcasts very short. I just wanted, right, so we just had one of our viewers who said, it's not too old. Yes, I don't care how old you are. It's not too old at all to start eating right, to start building a healthy lifestyle. It certainly isn't. In fact, we are of this myth that, if we are old or we are aging, to me, old is anybody over 80. I'm sorry, my grandmother died at 99 and a half. Old is anybody over 80. In the meantime, if you are, however old you are, I should say, it's never too old or too late to start. And that is something that I want us to be mindful of. So I have an exercise for everybody this week. I want you to put on your plate, half of your plate, before you put anything else to eat on that plate. I want you to put 50% of your plate, whether that plate is 6 inches, 8 inches, or 9 inches, half of the plate, put your favorite vegetable on it, whether it's carrots, whether it's zucchini / courgettes, whether it is whatever it is. Make sure and put your favorite vegetable on that plate. And I would like us to do that for the rest of this month. I would like us to look at not only how much meat we eat, but also the quality of the meat we eat. And if it is not a great quality meat, then I want us to cut back on the amount of meat that we eat. For some of us, we don't like a lot of peas and beans. Some people don't digest it properly. And we need to talk about that as well, because there are specific ways that we need to cook these peas and beans in order to help our digestive system use it efficiently. So we need to have a discussion about that as well. I'm going to have another session on gut health, and I will cover peas and beans in that particular session. Look out for the link for exercise and movement for next week. And please remember to add the session to your calendar so that you can capture the link as well. Yeah, so we're going to do that. All right, so my 30 minutes is up, and this is the end of my talk for today. I hope it was helpful. As I said, weight loss is just one aspect of nutrition. It's just one. There are a lot of other components, and it is about having our bodies get the nutrients, because when we eat, our bodies, it doesn't know whether you're eating a hamburger or a bowl of broccoli. It doesn't. What it's looking for, it's looking for the nutrients that it can get from the food in order to do all the different processes of the body. And if you don't know what those processes are and the nutrients that helps to support them, then we're going to continue eating the way we are. And we are just destroying our health in the process. So proper nutrition is about the very foundations of what we were meant to eat. So the exercise for everybody until the end of this month, put on your plate half of your plate, cover half of your plate with your favorite vegetable. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, make sure you cover it. Make sure it's something green, something with color, carrots, sweet peppers, whatever it is, half of your plate. Yeah? Until we meet again next Saturday. And I just want to wish you all a very productive week. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a great evening. God bless to everyone. Bye.